Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm going to be facilitating. I don't like to say teaching, but I'll be facilitating today because when I leave you, I'm going to leave you thinking and ready to kill it in the real estate business. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Quick background. I was a teacher for 20 years and I was not tired of being a teacher, but a lot of things had changed and I thought it was time for me to make a change. And everyone thought I was crazy, but I did it. And I jumped into the real estate world and I went in full force. And today I'm here to facilitate with you and for you how to get lead generation. So if you have questions during the session, please feel free to ask. If I can't answer, if Erin can't answer, we'll get the answers for you. But Erin knows everything, so she should be able to. Okay, so Erin, do you want to start the PowerPoint? Okay, so lead generation is, just wait a second. Erin, let me know when you're ready. You're on mute.
Give me just 2 seconds. I'm just,
Can I ask
my
a
computer
question?
is really slow all of a sudden.
Can I ask a question?
Sure,
Was
who's
there
this?
an attachment for us to download?
Everything was sent out in an email yesterday and an email this morning to the entire company.
Okay, from Erin, right?
It came from me yesterday and then the email this morning, the daily email that comes out every day, it was in there as well.
I see it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I'm just trying to figure out why this is giving me a hard time here. Hold on. Ugh. Give me one. I don't know why. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry.
Erin,
got my
while
link.
while
Sorry.
you're bringing everything up, do you want to do a quick introduction with
Yeah,
everybody?
absolutely. Why don't you just
Okay.
introduce yourselves while I figure out why I can't get my PowerPoint to open?
So I told you my story. My name is Jaime. I'm in Keller Williams, Hudson Valley, and going into real estate was the greatest decision of my life. A huge risk, but great decision. And that's why I'm here today. You work hard, you play hard. So who wants to go first? I'm actually going to, oh, you got it.
But you can go ahead and continue with what you're doing, but I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Wow, all these participants.
I'd be happy to go next. I am Linda. I actually do not have my license yet. The state is doing what the state does best and dragging their feet. So I'm still waiting for that physically to get into my hands and Keller Williams' hands. But Deb Dolan up here in Oneonta has been, Joan Fox as well, has been nice enough to get me rolling. So at least I can participate a little bit while I'm waiting for the state to do what they do best. Just very quickly, the attachment that came, I got my Zoom link from Deb. Would that mean that I would not have gotten, or should
I'm gonna pop it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Oh, ignore me. Ignite course material attached to the very bottom. Never mind.
You got it.
Thank you.
The next introduction, Erin, I can't see who's in because I can only see the person who's speaking. So who wants to go next? Just a little background for everybody, so I know where to go as well.
Just feel free, anybody that wants to share.
Hi, my name's Jackie. Just starting up as well, like Linda mentioned, just received my license yesterday, so that was exciting.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And
Congratulations.
up in Oneonta as well. So I look forward to meeting you, Linda.
Yes, that sounds great. I'm in Cooperstown, but still, I'm sure we'll cross paths.
Sure.
Would anyone else like to give a little background?
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Minnie Thomas.
Hey, Minnie, I've seen your face before.
Oh, thank you. I am with Keller Williams going on 4 years, in February. I think it's 4 years. Yes, I've been in the business since 1994. And
okay.
when I was just thinking that when I came into the business, we didn't have opportunities to go into an office and sit down and get training. We had to go get our license. Okay, there was no such thing. So for this young lady to share about she's waiting to get the license, you have a great opportunity because you're able to learn and prepare yourself at the same time. I didn't have that opportunity in 1994. We didn't even have the technology. We was walking around with real estate books or MLS books and photocopying.
Minnie, I've been in the business full time. I've had my license for 5 years. It's not until, and I've been in 2 other companies. It's not until I got to Keller Williams where I received training, human beings to talk to, people to call any time of the day, and my business has skyrocketed. So anybody that's in this meeting and is part of Keller Williams, congratulations to you, and start recruiting other agents to come in because it's the best company out there.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thanks, Minnie. Anybody else?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Juanita, we hear you.
Hi, I'm Juanita. I've been on for 3 weeks, I believe, at Keller Williams. I am a police officer full-time, 17 years in. And
Thank you.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here, and I just want to learn as much as possible because I'm trying to make this money.
Well, you're here today, so you're learning something, I hope. I hope you take away something from me.
Me too.
Would anyone else like to give a little background or share a little information about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Barb Hickam, and I'm fairly new. I was with another company in the city, and I'm just, all I can say is I'm so happy to be part of Keller Williams.
Yes.
And yeah, the training is awesome, and I'm just trying to take advantage of all of that and all the resources and implement it. You know, that's what
I want to leave you with.
Not just learning, but or listening, but I'm starting to try to implement each of the steps. So
yeah, so my history with children and adults in education is to leave you learning as your facilitator, not as a teacher throwing out information at you. So you may want to get your pens and paper out or take notes on the handout. Awesome. While we're talking, and if anyone, like I said, if anyone has any questions, feel free. Would anyone else like to share before we get started?
My name is Nakia Valentine. I'm also a police officer. Me and Juanita were partners for about 8 years, Juanita.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool.
She's the one that, you know, kind of put the battery in my back to become a real estate agent. So I've been with Keller Williams for about 6 months.
Great. And you're just going to keep exploding from here. I'm telling you. You put in the work, it pays off, especially at Keller. So,
hello, I was just wondering, yes, one question, just what's this class called?
Lead generation.
Lead generation.
Lead gen.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
Which is the beginning of your business. This is how you get clients, buyers, sellers.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. So I guess I'll get started. As I said, today's session is about lead generation. It's the core of your business. It's how you start your business. So it's an 1.5-hour class. So I'm thinking maybe if you feel that you can we just push through the class? It probably will take about 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you need to take a break, by all means, just take a 5 or 10 minute break, whatever you need. But I think I'm just gonna, and Erin, if you want to change anything, just let me know. But I think I'm just gonna
Go for it.
push through the class because it's not that long.
Go for it.
Okay, awesome. So the purpose of today is to get your first appointment within 2 weeks and get into contract within 30 days. and it will happen. Don't say, oh my God, what? What successful agents do every day is grow your business. This is more toward the beginning, but you're always growing your business. You always want to generate buyers and sellers. When you create your listing presentations to get listings, what I like to do is I like to print out everything that I have for my presentation. And I also like to give a copy to my seller and explain why I came up with the numbers that I did and make them feel comfortable with the number that they're comfortable with in listing their home. Buyer presentations, buyers come more to you and you're going to go shopping with them. And essentially, you want to prove to them that their offer is a good offer because of this crazy market. And by doing so, you want to give them actual comps of what houses around that area have sold for. So they feel confident that their offer is going to be, may be accepted or will be in the running to be accepted. Their offer is going to be appraised. Their purchase offer will be appraised and it will be a smooth transaction. So you want to give the buyer and the seller as much information as you can throughout the whole process. Keep looking at real estate. Just be on top of real estate because you'll get a call from someone. Hey, I noticed that there's a listing with Keller Williams at 308 Ash Street. Do you know anything about it? And if you don't, you say, if you just give me a second, I'll go to my computer and I'll look it up for you. And then you go into HGAR, you go to Matrix and look it up. Every day, market, send out postcards, send out flyers. Honestly, talk to people in 7-Eleven. That's what I do. I wear my Keller Williams mask in the hopes that somebody notices at Dunkin' Donuts and start conversations. Show buyers houses. Don't let them drain your life though. There are 99% of the people that you're going to deal with are amazing, wonderful, awesome, serious people. You have to learn, and you'll learn this over time because in the beginning you want everybody. And that's your goal. You want everyone that contacts you, you want to work with. But you have to realize, you have to understand who's serious and who's not. There are people that will text you all day long. Hey, could you look at this? Could you look at this? Can you look at this? You have to set boundaries. Make sure that you manage the transaction from the start to the end. Keep in contact with your client, the lawyer, the title company, anybody that you could keep in contact with. You want to do that to show that you're professional and you're dedicated to that person. Vendor management, set your goals. It's so important because I went from a micromanaged profession to a very free profession where I could sleep till 11 if I wanted to. If you don't set goals, you're not going to achieve your goals. If you don't have a positive mindset, you're not going to make any progression in your business. So the more you put in, the more you get out. The more goals that you physically see on paper, the more you're going to achieve. Make sure you stay in compliance. If you have any questions about compliance, Lori Burns is everybody, right, Erin? Okay, so
Lori Burns is our director of compliance for all 4 market centers.
So during your training, you'll get command training. You will have all types of training, DocuSign. But if you have any questions, you can always email Lori Burns. Erin, if you could just throw that in the chat, her email address. And make sure you get a lot of training, get coaching. It always helps. If you get 2 things out of it, it's successful. And manage money, that's something that I can't do. So you will, your first transaction you'll close and you'll be like, oh my God, I could put this right into savings, blah, blah, blah. And this is going to be I love this. This is what I want to do. And lo and behold, 2 months later, there haven't been any closings and that money is depleted because you think that you're going to have that every month. It doesn't happen like that. The money comes in spurts, unless you're top 2% and you get closings every other week, which is very hard to do, but it is possible. So our focus today is, like I said, growing and running. I actually said a lot of this in the, did you just change it, Lori? Okay. So step one is prospecting and marketing. You want to get your leads and you want to track your leads and you want to get your contacts. One of your goals should be to, you don't realize how many people that you already know. One of your goals should be to contact 2 people, no matter who they are, every day. Hey, how you doing? How's the dog? How's Sam feeling? Just let your presence be known. And eventually you'll want to stir up a conversation. Oh, I just want to let you know I'm in real estate. I do this, this, and this. Gather information about what you can offer to a person that you may never think will need you, will call you and say, hey, my mom is thinking, my parents are thinking of selling. What do you think? So contact people. And then you just keep growing, nurture, follow through, check if people are qualified buyers. If they're not, offer them at least 3 options for people who can pre-qualify. And that's something that you can ask your team leader about, who's had positive experiences with lenders, all stuff to be learned. And then once you get that, you finally get to the appointment, the listing becomes active, you go under contract, in which you have to stay in contact with them throughout, and then finally closing. Did you? Okay, so here we go. I explained a lot of this in the other slides, so I'll just go through quickly. You should never stop. Everything that you do should be purposeful, intentional, and move you closer to your goal. That's your ultimate goal. It should be this small part should be part of your larger strategy. The first part of lead gen is prospecting and marketing. Marketing is more passive because you're sending out mailings. You're not in direct contact with people, but you're getting your name out there. Whereas prospecting is more personal. You can text, email personally. You can call, make phone calls to people that are in your contacts that you don't even realize. How do you think agents who are performing at higher levels use lead generation? So let's say agents have 30 closings a year. Do you think they still use prospecting and marketing? Anybody?
I believe they do.
100%.
They never stop prospecting.
The more you get, the more you have to market and prospect. The more that's closed, the more marketing you'll have available to you. You send out mailings. Let's say you get a listing in Garnerville and it sells, and Garnerville is not your targeted area. You send out mailings to the people all around, just sold. I can sell yours too. So what the higher performing agents are the ones that are doing the marketing. They're the ones that are prospecting. I personally make it my goal to contact 3 people a day. Hey, how are you? How have you been? I contact past clients. Hey, just checking in. Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can do for you? Do you have questions about your new neighborhood, where to go grocery shopping, stuff like that? And just they keep you in mind, and it keeps you fresh in their mind. So if they have a person looking to buy in Rockland as well, they say, oh, I dealt with this agent, and I have this agent, and she was awesome, and she talks to me, we become friends. Anyone else have any input about successful agents and marketing and prospecting?
I have I noticed that successful agents they never stop prospecting. Like like some people, and which has happened to me, I put something in contract and I'm focusing on closing it, that I won't prospect for the whole day. Next thing you know, a whole week goes by. But successful agents, they will do their lead generation every single day from from a specific time to another time. And then they'll start working their business.
100%. So some agents decide from 9 to 11, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm going to do my prospecting, and that's all I'm going to focus on.
Yeah.
So that's with setting a goal. That's goal setting. One of my goals was to get into the office every single day at 9 a.m. and start my work, because there is so much flexibility in real estate that you can find yourself slipping a little bit. And at home, I'm like, oh, squirrel, laundry, and I'm walking away. Whereas if I'm here, this is the only thing I have to focus on. I can think about the laundry and the dishes in the sink, but I can't physically do it. So yeah, you can set aside a specific time and make sure that you do it every single day. If you're working full-time in real estate, your part-time thing, just send out a couple of texts. Hey, how have you been?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Every day, call people. Yeah.
But be careful with what you say about, oh, how's your mom? Because if you haven't spoken to the person in a couple of years, you may get the response of, oh, my mom is no longer with us. So you want to socialize, but not ask too much information or not be too intrusive.
Yeah.
Any other input? All right, so next we're going to be watching a video about how agents use lead generation.
Okay.
We actually are not going to be watching a video. My apologies.
So now we're not watching a video.
No,
about
the
lead
video is not
generation.
in here, and I'll be honest with you, nobody's been able to find the videos. So unfortunately, we have to scrap the videos, but we're going to just move on to the conversation.
Okay, so this is the one of the perks of teaching. You got it wrong. Okay, so now you should be on page 6 of your manual, your participant guide, and you're going to find a list of prospecting and marketing activities that you can refer to. So I'll give you a second to make sure you're on page 6. It's the same as what I have on the PowerPoint. Let me just make sure.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
For sale by owners, I think there was something in COVID that you couldn't approach people directly. Is that
Erin,
still in effect?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, you can't cold
Erin.
call. You cannot cold call.
Still.
So if you don't have a relationship, a for sale by owner, if you have a buyer,
A real buyer.
you can reach out to them via a letter. But cold calling is prohibited as per the Emergency Act for COVID with New York State.
Even Erin, so just to clarify, you cannot call the owner either if you have.
I don't believe you can. Meralda is on, and if you know something different, let me know. But I do not believe that you can call because of the state of emergency.
Can you send out letters if you don't have a buyer?
You can always send out a letter.
Yeah,
that's never been, but I think it's a stronger marketing message if you do have a buyer.
I was told you could, if you have a buyer.
See,
you could reach out.
Yeah, that was my
that's
understanding.
something that's a little just, I mean, I'm not sure. That's a question probably for Lori.
Well,
Well,
so that's
Lori
kind of
said that. Lori actually said that. If you have
That's
a
what I
buyer, you
thought.
could reach out.
Right.
Can
But
I
it has
chime
to
in
be
for 1 second, guys? I don't have any video. This is Meralda.
Hey,
But
Meralda.
you cannot cold call a for sale by owner unless you do have a buyer. So Meryl, you are 100% correct. You can contact for sale by owners if you have a buyer.
And you can set up an appointment with that
Yes, you
buyer.
can. Yes.
Well,
you
that's what I'm saying. You have to be able to, and the buyer has pre-approval. You have to be confident.
No,
in-
it doesn't say that. No, they didn't say the buyer has to be pre-approved.
No, not at all. But if the owner requests that,
Yeah, well,
because
obviously.
some people want serious buyers only.
So just
Carol,
to,
you
just,
shouldn't be working with a buyer who doesn't have a pre-approval, and that's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
yeah. So
There-
just to clarify, if you have a buyer, can you phone, or you still have to only contact for sale by owners by letter, either, like, if you have a buyer?
No, you're allowed
let
to
me just-
call.
Call if you have a buyer. Okay.
Okay, Barb, you can contact the owner of the home if you have a qualified buyer and the buyer wants to see the home. You
Okay.
can look for homes for the buyer as well that are for sale by owner. And you can present it to your buyer. And if the buyer decides that he or she or they want to see the home, you can call the owner and make an appointment.
Yes, you can.
If
So
they're
in that
willing
case,
to.
the buyer only would give you the commission. Seller would not.
No, the seller would give you part of the seller would give you the commission. Buyers do not give commission.
Sometimes they
So
do.
you would have to work it out and get paperwork with that
Seller.
seller, with the understanding that you
So
brought the buyer.
Before
say
I show it to one of my buyers, I would make the, for sale by owner, I'll make the owner sign that he's okay giving me the commission.
Mhm.
And you just put for that specific person.
Yes.
Right.
No, for that specific home. It goes to the owner of the home. The
But
owner
isn't it
signs.
limited to the specific buyer that's interested?
No, it would go by the listing.
You
not
could,
by the
yes.
house.
So I usually do put in the buyer.
Yeah.
But even if not, I write that if I bring you the buyer, you're willing to pay me the buy side commission.
Right. But
And they're
that
always
leaves,
okay to sign it.
that leaves the owner free to find some other person.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
sure.
It's not exclusive. Yeah.
I usually have to make it very clear that I'm not taking the listing. It's only for my buyer.
Right. Okay. Thank
So
you.
you can also take your buyer without signing anything and then say, my buyer would like to present an offer, but here's the situation, and explain to them that you're working with the buyer, you pay the commission, and then have them sign.
Can I
You want to
say
get contact as fast as possible. Go ahead, Minnie. I saw that you.
I would like to make a suggestion. I work with buyers, I work with sellers, and I think it's so important for, especially if you work with a for sale by owner, that you have a contract with the buyer. A written contract of exclusive right to represent. Yes, the buyer can
Because
pay
they'll.
you. Yes, and yes, the buyer can pay you. You could put that fee right there on that exclusive right to represent. And you can explain to the buyer, look, the sellers usually pay the fee, but my fee is 3%. If they decide that they're only going to pay me 2%, I need the buyer to pay the 1%. That's why I love my contracts, because I want to protect myself. The second thing I wanted to share about, in reference to the prospecting, I called up the New York State Association of Realtors because I happen to be a person that loves to cold call. And now that the governor had told us that what we couldn't do, I made my complaint. And I think us as realtors need to start calling the New York State Association of Realtors and complain too, because we pay our dues. So they did tell me we cannot cold call, but we can door knock. We
Really?
can door knock. Yes, you can. I spoke to the
But-
New York State Association of Realtors. You can door knock.
Because
You cannot.
because in Rockland County, there's a no knock
I was gonna
policy.
say.
I
Rockland
do
County
understand
don't-
that. And then
don't
they say
know.
you cannot call them and you cannot text them, but you can door knock.
So we
In
can
New
go
York
in
State.
person and it be intrusive and knock on their door, but we can't send out a text. That doesn't make sense. I
know.
believe you,
It's
but
really a best practice to check with your town, check with your county, make sure
Yeah.
you know the parameters
Okay.
so that you're always well informed as to what is going on, because it can be different town by town.
it is,
Yeah.
actually. It is.
Doesn't-
I know
So
where I
if-
am. I
yeah.
don't know.
And call up the New York State Association of Realtors and complain, because I can't do it by myself. When I called the last time, they said, I remember you from last month. They're supposed to have a meeting in January, and I will be calling up to see what's going on, because I think it's unfair. They need to fight for us. Anyway, that's
I think that calling and texting is a lot less intrusive than knocking on. If someone came knocking on my door once a day, I'd get a little annoyed, to be
I've
honest
been
with
knocking
you.
on doors since I've been in business since 1994, and I've been knocking on doors for the longest. I've been, that's how I was trained, making phone calls and door knocking and following up. Yeah, that's just for me. Not everybody can do it, but I know there's a lot of people that they do knock on doors.
Unfortunately, in my neighborhood, because I'm in Clarkstown in New City, I can't knock on my neighbor's door.
Yeah, I heard about
I can
that.
only ask if they have a cup of sugar and throw them my card. And then I'm coming home with eggs and sugar. And, and if that was really the case, I'd be sending my kids to do it.
That's funny.
And call them up and tell them, thank you for the sugar, by the way.
Yes. Here's my card. Yeah. Minnie, you have no idea the tactics that I've pulled.
I understand.
It's true. I wear my Keller Williams mask, and I got a lead with an investor picking up a cup of coffee.
Your Keller Williams mask?
Oh yeah, girl. Let me show it to you.
Stop.
And I just want to mention again, though, because Meralda did put it in the chat, and it is worth mentioning, is that a lot of towns have laws against door knocking. So definitely make sure you double check, because you can be fined or you can lose your license, and that is not something we want from anybody.
I don't need the drama.
No,
I don't need the drama. Thank you.
Check it out.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Yeah, I have one that says, I'd love to be your realtor. I wear it when I get my nails done. Sold a house there.
Where'd you find that?
Now I got to give away my secrets. This was on the Keller Williams Red store.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
They had a little sale, so I found it.
I like that. Minnie Thomas, realtor.
Well, see, my fiance is like, you're marketing yourself with, yeah. Well, you're making people talk to you that wouldn't normally talk to you. Yes, that's the point. I can handle myself.
They don't understand. They don't understand.
Slow down.
Yeah.
You want to make money? Then be quiet.
Exactly.
So, prospecting, be direct, be proactive, be active as opposed to reactive. Like I was saying, talk to people rather than waiting for them to come to you. Search for leads. You have a lot more leads than you realize you do. They're in your phone, they're in your email. Check out how many contacts you have in your phone, and you're not going to believe how many people could potentially be a seller or a buyer. So do you think it's better to be prospect based? Do you think it's better to be prospecting based, marketing enhancing? No, I don't even like that question. Don't even. So we talked about prospecting, marketing strategies. Does anybody else have anything to add? Something that they've done that's without sharing all your most intimate secrets? Hey, I shared my mask.
Sharing is caring.
Also, wear your
How we all
tag.
learn.
Yeah.
Wear your tag.
If you have a coat on, how are they going to see your tag?
That you just called me out on that. The only problem is when you wear a jacket in this weather, they don't see your tag. However,
so wear my
that's when
mask.
you wear the mask keeps you warm. That's why you wear it. So I'll be wearing this in 20 years from now when COVID is long gone and we're all 15,000 times vaccinated or not. But the summertime, I'll throw on a Keller Williams shirt and go for a walk around the lake. You can advertise on yourself.
That's true.
So those are all personal experience, personal things that I've done that have worked. So yeah, and it's cost effective. You build connections, you build your database. Make sure you keep track of your database, keep track of your buyers, your sellers, what their price range is. I'm sorry, I'm looking over at my board, keeping track of what I have, what their price range is, where they're looking. Because you're not, once you get busy, you're not going to remember everybody who's texting you during the day. As much as you think you will, you won't, especially after a couple of kids. If you're female, your brain gets taken out with the children. So just, I have my mother as my go-to text person, and I'll text her the name of somebody with a phone number. She knows just not to answer because I could go back at the end of the day and add everything to my pipeline. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is database. What is database and managing your database in command? It actually piggybacks on what I was just talking about. So it's important right now, before we continue, that you really understand the purpose of having a database. We have command at Keller Williams. Other companies don't have what we have. Your database can be put all into command. As soon as you make contact with somebody, you can put that person in your contacts in command. So when you sell, Erin, do you just want to put your mouse where the contacts are? You, in this corner, where the little person is, add a contact. To the left. There you go, right there. So every time you come into contact with someone, so you don't forget, add it in command. That way that person, add anything, any information, as much information as you have about that person, whether it be a buyer or a seller, add that information into the contact. That way you have it. It stores all of your customers' information. It stores prospecting information if you want to send out an email. You can organize and sort it as needed. You can put it into different folders, in which we'll talk about. It's to manage your relationships and manage the tools that you have for your buyers and sellers. The size of your database and the activities that you do with your contacts determine the size of your bank account, basically. If this is going to be the lifeline to your business. This is the core of your business, the people that are in your contacts. Any questions? So database is the second segment of lead generation. This is going to be the second part of my presentation. Lead generation brings leads and contacts into your database. So a lead is a valid contact that you have one-way conversation where you're seeking permission, and contacts is when you have received permission. You have a valid contact, you have their valid information, and you're having a two-way conversation. We've talked a lot about prospecting and marketing and leads versus contacts. So the difference between a lead is that you're asking for permission to contact, whereas contacts, you already have an established connection. And for example, you can put in your database, this person is looking in Rockland County and only wants Pearl River schools, or this person is looking in Orange County and only wants Goshen schools. You can put more specific information. And they're an active buyer or seller. You don't know a lead's motivation. You can infer their motivation, but you don't know exactly what it is. So the Thompsons down the street might be thinking of buying. Here's their name and number. If someone gives that to you, like, oh, I heard that the Thompsons down the street want to buy something. So here's their name and number. If a friend gives you, or one of their friends gives you the name and number, you do a one-way conversation. You could throw them a text. Hey, so-and-so told me that you're thinking of selling. I'd like you to know that I'm a realtor. I'd love to talk to you. I'm also your neighbor. I grew up in Rockland County. Please let me know if you have any questions. Be careful about what you answer, however. We all know with ethics and everything, be very careful of what you answer. My go-to is do your research. If you'd like to know more about a neighborhood, do your research. Drive around during all times of the day. You can give them addresses of religious institutions. So there's some people that are concerned about where the nearest church, temple, shul. You can give that address without any personal information involved. You don't want to give any of your opinion. Never. So lead versus contact. The contact is that you have implied or explicit permission to have an ongoing connection with that person. So a lead, you can text, you can call, just to see if you can follow up with that person, as opposed to a contact where you have back and forth conversation. And that person becomes someone in your database. What are some leads and contact sources that you could think of? So other than your phone, your email, what do you think? What are some other contacts that you can?
Social media.
100%. Social media. If you are
using my coworkers.
Exactly, coworkers. If you have kids in school, PTA. I mean, it wasn't really fun for me when my kids were in elementary school, but I was the class mom and got to hear all of the nonsense that was going on. But at the same time, I put a smile on, and now 150 people know that I'm a realtor in that grade. So I have 2 kids in school, so I would be the class mom. How I got picked, I have no idea, but I would do that. And all those people then knew that I was a realtor and know now that I am. Plus my daughter has a big mouth and will tell everybody. So that helps too. Any other ways to add to your database or contacts? So here are some real numbers. When you get a lead, it usually takes 19 leads to get to a connect. 4 touches, which could be a quarterly phone call or a text. 12 touches is a monthly email, newsletter, market report, video, social media. 2 touches would be a direct mail, magnet calendar, market report. It can be costly. Costly meaning if you want to send out 500 calendars, it's going to cost you $600. However, if you get 1 lead from that, you made your money back. Plus, 1 touch is an event, party, movie, get together. You have to schmooze. Lenders will invite you to happy hours. Keller hosts happy hours where we're inviting other agents from other companies in. There are a lot of ways to promote yourself. Contacts compared to leads. 4 touches with contacts are direct telephone calls, back and forth. 26, biweekly email offering of some type of information, something you add to the person you're in contact with. How will you benefit that person? 2 touches, events, again, get-togethers, parties. As much as sometimes in this weather, we don't want to go out, sometimes going out for 2 hours will get you a lead. Now, this seems overwhelming, but if you really delve into real estate and you are that full-time agent, you have to spend a couple of years getting your name out there, and you have to hustle really hard. If you are not serious about it, you're not going to make money. And I said that in the beginning. The harder you work, the more you make, the more you get your name out there. Then you could start to make passive income, which is way beyond what we're talking about today. But yeah, 2 touches are promotional emails, magnets, calendars, same as what you would do with leads. You do the same with your contacts. So, okay. So the more timely the conversation is a greater opportunity to convert a lead into a contact. I have a listing coming up where the woman just told me, oh, I feel like I'm talking to my daughter. Awesome. I'll spend an hour on the phone with you. I'm not really listening, to be honest, but yeah, we'll laugh and we'll talk. And I could reset your router for you. I'll be right over. Just things that you'd never think would help get you listings. So I'm on a different, adding contacts. Okay. So you can break up your contacts into specific categories. You can do a list, your buyers, you could do sellers, you could do investors, first-time home buyers, family, luxury listings, open house contacts that you got from doing somebody else's open house or your own that aren't currently working with an agent. However you want to. Erin, are you on manage your database?
Yeah.
Manage your database. Yeah, there you go. So you can do any type of tag and organize all of the people, buyers, sellers, other agents sometimes pop up on there because you have them in your contacts. And in order to get all your contacts from your phone onto command, you can automatically do that. You just have to email Scott Leroy your contacts. Again, a whole nother session, but you can get all your contacts in there and then organize them accordingly and what works for you. So does anybody have
I just want to make a comment about how important it is to tag your database and have it organized, because then your marketing can be targeted to specific groups of people. You are not going to send the same message to somebody looking to buy in 2 years that you are to somebody that's looking to buy now. So you may want to even dive even deeper and go even further into tagging your database into when they're looking, where they're looking, and really make it specific, because the message you're going to give them is completely different than somebody that is ready right now if it's somebody that you're nurturing for a period of time. So don't take this tagging as sort of an option. Really make it part of planning your database and making it how you manage your database, because it's going to help you in the long run doing smart plans and different marketing, techniques going forward.
And you're not going to realize how quickly your database is going to grow. So stay on top of this. Any questions? Erin, do you have an example, or does anybody have anything to add other than what I said about a tag that they could possibly put? I know that one of the where are my police officer ladies? So you can add coworkers to your tag. Where'd my girls go? They're not talking.
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me. It's Juanita.
Hey, Juanita. So something that you can do is put coworkers. Just have your coworkers, and then if they decide that they want to buy, you can transfer them over to buyer. And if they want to buy immediately, you put them into buyer immediately. Yeah, exactly. Hot.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Any other tags that anybody could think of that they'd like to share that you think would be a successful strategy?
You know what I noticed when I ported my my contacts in, and I noticed I have a lot of contractors that did my own house. So I have them down as top. I put them down as people that I can contact for upgrades. I put them down as
fixer uppers, flippers.
Yes. So I put them down for upgrades. So sometimes people tell you, or you see something that you want, at least you know that you have a contact and it's already in command for things that for upgrades on a property.
Yes. And you always, you may want to recommend also somebody that you've personally used. So you can, so you can feel confident that, you know, the craftsmanship will be correct and up to par. You know, we don't want to recommend, we always give 3 recommendations at least to anybody that asks you about contractors, inspectors, lenders, anything. Never just give one person. All right, I think we can move on, Erin.
So this is just something quick that it mentions as far as what they call a smart view with your database. And just to go, when you create your database in Command, there's obviously all the fields that you are interested in having. So birth dates, anniversaries, phone numbers, emails, things like that. And on the home page of Command, you can create what they call a smart view, so that when you pull up your Command dashboard, you only see the columns that you want to see, which will help you when you're doing your lead generation time because it's organized. So that's something that you can do, is create what they call a smart view with your Command, so that you only see what you want to see and the other fields are hidden, so that you're maximizing your time and getting the best view.
I've never heard of that before, to make my own custom smart views. How would I
Erin,
find out how to do
I can
that?
pull it up quick if you guys want me to.
Yeah, can you give an example? Can you show everyone an example of creating a
Yeah.
smart view in a contact?
I know I have so many windows open. Just bear with me for a second.
Oh, I see everybody now.
So does everybody see my screen where I'm on Command?
Mm-mm.
Are you going to
Am
share
I
your
sharing?
screen?
Nope, I'm not sharing because I
No, I don't see it.
Because I didn't hit
Okay.
share. Okay, now we're sharing. So
Now,
this obviously everybody knows is the home screen when you first come into Command.
Yes.
And over here on the left is your contacts.
Yeah.
So what they're talking about when they talk about a smart view is this is what it's talking about here. So when you first open up your dashboard and your contacts, this is the smart view that I have. So this is what shows, and you see that it shows. But what I can do is I can I can customize the columns based on whatever it is that I want to show. These are the available columns, and these are the columns that I've selected. And I can simply move and shake things. I can add, if I want to add this over, I can add that. You can just start to add and remove around what you want. And when you hit apply, you can save those smart view changes. So now this is everything that'll be viewed by me every time I log into Command and I go into my contacts. So you can customize.
I never saw that before.
Look your way. Well, Minnie, I'm so happy I was able to show you that then.
So Erin, for example, if you want to send out a happy birthday to somebody that you have on your somebody's having a birthday today, you can go into the custom area and see
well, the
whose
custom is just to really show, I mean, it's to really set up this. So yeah, so I could go into customized columns, and if I wanted to make sure that I don't even, that birthday was an option, I would just look through here, date of birth. It already is, but I could move it up so that it shows higher up in my view, and I can apply it. And now it's going to show, if I have birthdays in here, it's going to show the birthdays right here. And if you always if you hover over and you hit the arrows, it sorts it. So then it could pull up, if I don't have birthdays in my database, so it's not a great example, but if I hit this little arrow, what it'll do is it'll sort this particular column that I'm playing around with, and then today's birthday would be up at the top.
Or even if you want to just send a text, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Another, what I didn't mention before, another thing that works is just putting in your signature in your email, Jaime, Dicembri, Keller Williams, Hudson Valley. So every time you send a text, it's signatured with Jaime, Dicembri, Keller Williams.
You're saying that on my email? My
Keller
Williams
email and also your cell phone. On your phone, you can put Jaime D, KW.
I have a signature on my phone and in my email, but you say on Command, it will also have a.
No, I'm just talking about your cell phone. I'm talking about putting a signature on your cell phone. So anybody you send a text to will see that you're Keller Williams, Hudson Valley.
I think that's important to have a signature on your cell phone. That's just me.
Because then you
You-
don't have to say every time, you'll see that when you get into more contacts, you don't have to always say, hi, this is Jaime Dicembri with Keller Williams, Hudson Valley, blah, 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 blah. It just automatically says it. I'm doing this because I talk into my phone, but you won't have to text it. It just automatically comes up.
How did you say you create this signature?
In your, so I have an iPhone, so you have to go to settings in your
Yeah,
iPhone. And
okay,
and then just create a signature. You go to general settings.
okay, yep.
And you all should have a signature as part of the Department of State guidelines. When you are texting clients, you should have a signature block in your saved for your texts, because Department of State requires that you identify yourself
So
as a
rather
licensed
like
salesperson.
like Erin
my-
is saying, every time I talk to someone, I found every time I was speaking to someone, hi, this is Jaime Dicembri with Keller Williams. I'm talking because I said I would talk, but if I had to text it every time, I said, there's got to be a better way.
That's annoying.
So, right. So I
Verizon
said,
Messenger, Verizon Messenger, they have it where you can actually put a signature on your cell phone through
Yes, that's
Verizon
what I-
Messengers in the settings.
and
I have a
WhatsApp
question.
too. Go ahead, Juanita.
I have Google Voice, so I use that to text and call. So is there a way to put a signature on my Google Voice texting? Do
Erin, you have
do
an
your
answer for
guys
that?
know?
No.
No, I don't either. I can't tell you that
But
I
we
do.
can
'cause
certainly, we can certainly find out. Eileen Angel may know the answer to that, our technology
Okay,
trainer.
so,
That's not something I'm too familiar with.
So if you have
all right.
questions about any type of social media or technology questions, Eileen Angel is the one to contact, and it's
Can you put her
ILENE.
contact in the chat, anybody?
Erin, can you do that? Or do you want me to? There you go. I knew there was something different. There's an extra, and it's ILENE,
Thank you so much.
and there's a 2 after her name. Any questions?
So Eileen is a social networking person.
Eileen is the technology
Eileen is our market
person.
center tech trainer. And she is our resource for, technology training, and then also just knows where to send you and where for you to go for whatever it is that you do need
And
technology wise.
she does things via Zoom as well, so she could show you actually what she's doing on a Zoom by sharing the screen.
Great.
Or you can meet her. She does it in person, right, Erin?
Right now, I don't think she does due to COVID, no.
Okay, because I've just, when I do need her, we just speak on the phone and she
Mhm.
just talks me through it. It's really, once you get in there, it's pretty self-explanatory.
And I'm gonna also put my email address in the chat too, just in case there's ever anybody wants to ask a question, something I can, even if I just know the right person to point you to, you guys can always use me as a resource.
Okay, so we're up to interactions,
Sales pipeline.
adding to your sales pipeline. Does anybody need a break?
Yeah, well, it's up to you guys.
Do you want to take a 5-minute break just so
Sure.
if you need to use the bathroom or anything? Erin, is that okay?
It's up to you.
Give me some coffee.
Well, I have to go to the bathroom, so I
Okay.
drank
Then
water
let's
and
take a
coffee.
break.
All right, so I'll see you in 5 minutes. It's 11:59, so we'll be back at 12:04. Okay, let's get started. So the final segment of your database is your sales pipeline. At this point, you've used prospecting, you've used marketing with the lead generation strategies and activities that we've spoken about to bring all your leads and your contacts into your database. We talked about command, which is key. As you have conversations and deepen relationships, leads and contacts will raise their hands to do business with them. With you, sorry. At that point, you enter the final phase of lead gen, which is sales pipeline, starting with cultivating. You make an appointment, you let the listing go, you create a listing to make it active, or you have a buyer that's active, ready to go, pre-approval, serious about looking, specific criteria. Once you find that, you get an accepted offer, or you present your offers to your seller. You go under contract, in which you stay with your seller or your buyer through the whole process. Any questions they have, make sure you're available. It ups your reputation. Even if they text you sometimes at 10 o'clock at night and you're exhausted, if you have that buyer and it's under contract, or seller and it's under contract, they're yours. So you can send a quick text, hey, yes, that is correct. However, can I call you in the morning? And they're usually very nice about it. Sure, no problem. And you guide them through everything. If you don't have the answer, you give them to the lawyer or whoever's involved in the transaction, and you stay with them until closing. Sorry, I have a headache. Just go back for a second, Erin. Do you have any ahas about the lead gen model? Anything that piques your interest or strikes you as interesting, or questions? I'm so used to being able to show you. It's hard for me not to point to things and okay, so let's carry on. Smart plans. Smart plans, smart plans. This is where you organize all of your thoughts. You want to make sure that you are constantly in contact with people, and here's the way to organize it. I don't think any other company has a smart plan like we do. Qualifying your contacts and leads right away will help you, and you'll be able to get their immediate attention. So you want to get them qualified. If you don't have it, if the contact doesn't have an immediate plan to buy or sell, keep them in your smart plan and just stay on top of them, whether it be send an email or a text, whatever. They're not just for contacts that are ready to buy or sell. They're for everybody. Anyone that you've ever been in contact with, keep them in there. Keep your presence known. You can do as little or as much as you want in regards to contacting people, and it doesn't have to be a phone call all the time. As soon as a contact is added to your smart plan, it's effective immediately. So they'll start receiving information immediately as soon as you put them in. As soon as you've had a conversation with your contact and they have an address, you can immediately put it into your smart plan. Do you have any questions before we move on? Does everyone know how to get into the smart plan?
You just got to make sure you personalize it too.
Does anybody on this call have smart plans set up right now? Anybody on here using them? And maybe you want to talk to us about what type of smart plan you have and what you're using it for?
I use
Minnie,
before you continue, if you don't have a smart plan, talk to Eileen.
I've been using smart plans for a while. I'm learning more and more about it. I use it for buyers. I have a smart plan for buyers. I have a smart plan for sellers who may not be interested in selling now, but in the near future, or for sellers who may be interested soon. I just learned from the class with Eileen that in the smart plans, you could tag a certain amount of people, and instead of putting them in a smart plan one by one, once you tag it, you can put it in that particular smart plan. And I'm like, wow, I could do that. So also when I was saying in reference to the smart plans, make sure you go into it and edit it and give it a name so you know the difference of the new of the one that you edited, to make sure you have your name there, because sometimes there's another agent's name there. So you have to make sure your name is there and it's set up the way you want to have it.
That's
So
a really
in
good tip, Minnie. That's a really, really good tip.
Thank you.
And within Keller Williams, Minnie's been with Keller Williams for a while. There are always new learning opportunities. Even for the most seasoned agents, there's always something to learn to better your business and to better you as an agent. I just feel like you'll never know everything. And with life changing so rapidly, and social media and everything that's been out and everything that's coming out, and COVID that's preventing us from doing what we normally do, there's always a learning opportunity at Keller daily. And you get everyone should be getting the emails about, even if it's an hour class and you get something out of it, always try to get yourself in there, and that'll help you with leads. So any questions before we move on? Okay, so now we're just gonna review and recap what we've learned today, what I've facilitated to you today. So turn all of your ahas into achievements. Anything that you've written down today, anything that you had a little, oh, I like that idea moment, how are you going to change that into an achievement rather than just oh, that's a great thought? So how has your thinking changed? Mindset. I just posted something last night on my Instagram, and I'll read it to you about mindset. Totally coincidental. When I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around, and I added, it's all about your mindset. And it absolutely is. The more positive and self-confident you are in your achievements as a real estate agent, the more successful you'll be. It's so true. You keep that mindset. I will be in the top 20%. I will make this much money this year. I will have 10 buyers and 10 sellers by May. Whatever goal you set, you do whatever you can to get those leads, those lead gens, contacts, anything you can to make sure you achieve your goal. So anything meaningful today that you're taking away from this that you'll think about and set as a goal or set as an achievement?
I liked the scheduling yourself for lead gens, like you said, from 9 to 11. Some people use, or whatever time frame works best for you. But making that part of my scheduled routine daily.
9 to 11, yes. But I also find that contacting in the evening is when people are home, they're relaxing, they're surfing through their social media, and oh, I just got a text from Jaime. So setting a time schedule, whether it be 9 to 11 or 7 to 8:30, whatever time that you feel would be most productive for you and what fits in your schedule.
Awesome.
Did anyone else get anything meaningful that they're going to take with them today?
For me, the lead generation, like what I've been doing is every day, 9:30 to 9:30 to 11:30, I'm on the call doing the lead generation with Nakia. Or I'm on it from 9 to 11 with Bree. All I do is I'm making calls and texting. But then sometimes I will actually stay to like 12:30. But I was listening to when they were saying that the best time to make calls is 8 to 10 and 4 to 6, because people are home and they're answering their phones.
4 to 6, yeah. So
yeah.
8 a.m. I find sometimes people get annoyed if they are getting, running late for work, or not that it's a bad thing. Sometimes 8 a.m. works better for people. But I've found that sometimes people are trying to get out to work or getting their kids on the bus for school or sleeping.
You know what? We need to find more retired people.
Yeah. So I have my hook out on my neighbor. I'm always waving because I know they're older and their kids have moved. Hey, how are you?
Ready yet?
Yeah.
Ready yet?
Don't forget I'm here. You want me to shovel your driveway?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But that's it works. That's what works.
Yeah.
So going forward, what are you going to take with you going forward? Any specific aha to what we learned today that you'll be using
Smart
going
plans.
forward?
Work the smart plan.
Anybody else?
Oh, Juanita here. I love the fact that you said get outside 2 hours a day. I'm outside 15 hours of the day. I leave my house and I don't come back to 12 hours later. So if I take 2 hours out of the day, and my son told me, drop 2 cars everywhere you go, put them on the floor, people pick them up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, there you go. I went out today while you.
Oh, I want to hear what you have to say.
And I went to the bank and I dropped 2 cars in front of the bank. And I plan on, so I'm going to drop every day.
Juanita, you're going to be successful because you put your Keller Williams mask on, you put your cards in your precinct. Everywhere you go, you're out. So you're advertising yourself with a mask. You don't even realize it. Get that mask, baby.
Jamie, consider it not. Watch me get it now.
Yeah. So somebody posted the link. Let's see. Thank you, Mel, for posting the link. It's agentstore.com.
I'm on that right
chat
now, Jamie, and I'm not seeing it. That was going to be my question to you. I see, and I'm wondering if it's agentstore.com. Business cards, name tags, packages. Is anybody?
There may have been a special. Hold on. I'm going to try to see if I can get the. To get where I got it from.
Are you talking about the mask?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or actually any of them. You had also mentioned a shirt, anything. And it could be because I don't have an account yet set up. I don't know if it requires you to sign in with an account first. It doesn't appear that way, but for some reason I don't find anything other than the ability to do business cards, name tags, and packages.
Okay, here we go. I found it.
I just put KW Red Label in the chat. I saw a mask there and some t-shirts as well.
KW Red Day.
Okay,
KW Red. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. KW Red Label, accessories, apparel.
And they have a special on masks. If the more you buy, the less it is. But so I bought 2. I spent $16.50 on 2, $16.25 on 2 masks. You get 1 lead out of it. It paid for itself a trillion times over.
Gotcha.
If you're going for a walk, throw on your Red Day t-shirt. So the final one is the tools. Think about, yeah, right there. Think about the tools that you're going to be using. How are you going to make yourself accountable for the goals that you're setting? Emily, you asked about getting your business cards. You should contact your admin in the office that you're in to get your business cards.
Yeah, contact your agent services coordinator in your market center and they'll get you through to the right place for that.
Spoke to a very successful salesperson. He knew what people say. Exactly. Berkovitz is saying that he speaks to very successful agents, and most of the time people say, no, I'm not interested. And then lo and behold, a year later, hey, it's Mary here. I know that I told you that I wasn't interested, but we're thinking about selling. So yeah, don't ever give up. Even if somebody says they're not interested in buying or selling right now, you never know what next year is going to bring.
There's an interesting statistic and it says 9 no's till you get a yes. So it's just about odds. 92% of salespeople give up after 4 no's, but those that go past the 4 are the ones that generally end up getting the yes.
I've been rejected by this couple, for example, for the past couple of months. They have an agent. I had a conversation with this couple last night because I have a buyer for their home that hasn't been listed yet. Now I've had direct contact with them, so I was able to call them, and lo and behold, I have a listing appointment with them tonight. So I'm hoping to get that listing. So never take no for an answer.
But if you didn't keep up, Jamie, if you didn't keep in touch with them because they said no, what would have happened?
I would have lost that listing and they would have gone with somebody else. So I'm offering a better opportunity for them as far as commission. I'm going to go there fueled with all of my information that I have on the house, notes about the homes that have sold in the past that are comparable to their house, and schmooze, do what I have to do in my Keller Williams mask.
You have your listed presentation. Do you use a listed presentation?
I use a presentation, but I print everything out.
You do print it out, yeah.
So Minnie, if you want to talk to me about that, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
I'll put my email on here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And I put my cell, Minnie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just ordered myself the what do they call it? The bold planner. Yep, I just
I have that. I love it. And you can put your daily what you're thankful for daily. I'm telling you, mindset is everything. The more positive you think, the more people come your way.
See, what happened is I had the bold planner before and I never used it because that's when COVID came around.
Yeah.
So things have just like changed. This time I'm going to use it. This time I'm definitely going to use it. Definitely.
Yep. I purchased one this year. I had a small, just a monthly at a glance calendar, and I got bold for this year and I love it.
Yeah. I just
where could we purchase different items like the bold planner and different things that could be helpful for us to use?
So
I just popped it in the chat, but kwredlabel.com is a great place for pretty much everything Jamie's mentioned.
Thank you.
They're out of a lot of the apparel stuff, at least different sizes. Jamie, can you hold up your mask again? What I'm seeing on this site is different than what. Oh, maybe it's, oh no, it is. I like yours much better.
I can't see it.
It's actually bigger. The one that they're showing on the website is $25 for one.
Yeah, but if you order more than one, the price goes down.
It's tiny though. It's a little bit up in the corner and that's it.
Oh, it just says, even that is helpful.
Personal.
This particular one was emailed to me that they were having some kind of sale or something, and it lured me in, and I've been looking for a mask.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is it's a personal protection kit. It has the hand cleaner, a little case for your face thing, but I don't see just the face mask. Okay.
If I can find, if I could, hold on, I have a client. Let me see if I could look it up for you.
I just found another site too. It's redbubble.com, which is Keller Williams. I just put it in the chat. They have, they're $8 a piece. They have a whole slew of different
Yay.
KW options.
Are these all websites that Keller Williams, this is all Keller Williams stuff when you say?
Well, Redbubble does have some other brokerages on it as well. A Red Store is definitely Keller Williams, and Red Label is Keller Williams. But there are some other ones that do have other brokerages as well, but also have Keller Williams stuff.
I'm going to share a little secret with you too. Etsy will personalize.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
There's a lot of options if you just Google what you're looking for.
You know what I mean? We're getting all the secrets today.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, I don't want to.
just Google it.
Right. Exactly. All right. So do you want to go to Spark?
Yeah, the last thing. My favorite.
Congratulations, everyone. You've tolerated my voice. So goals to set your career on fire. Add 10 contacts. Have 10 conversations a day. 10 handwritten notes. 10 home previews per week. The overall goal is to get your first appointment. That's what the purpose of today was. Get an appointment. You need to take all the activities that we've learned to reach your goal for your first appointment. That's my assignment to you. Get an appointment, and it all spirals from there. Once you close on your first deal, make sure you do everything under the sun to make those people happy, because a referral is the best way to grow your business. Use your command to track your database. So it also tracks the database health. So you should be at 50% or more. Keep your score at 50% or higher. The health of your database.
And what that just essentially means is the amount of information you have. So if you have addresses, phone numbers, emails, birth dates, spouses, that adds to the score. So the less you have, the lower your health score is of your database.
So it would be the same thing as like a Facebook professional page. It'll say that it's 50% complete. The more you add to it, the stronger it is. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions on anything that Jaime was great and covered today?
If you don't want to speak, you can put it in the chat.
I do. This Juanita again. I would like to know, will this, because I was in and out, will this be available like how Rebecca sends us the email links?
Yes.
I mean the video links.
So Erin recorded
Yes,
it.
Yep, I'll take care of that. I'll make sure everybody has the link. I'll post it. I'm going to post it on OP Updates, which is our Facebook group. And if you are not a member of the OP Updates Facebook group, I definitely recommend being a part of it. We share a lot of great information on there as a company as a whole, as all 4 market centers. That would be great. So I'm going to post it on there.
What is that site name again?
It's
Oh.
Facebook. It's a Facebook private group and it's called OP Updates. I can get the actual link for you if you give me 2 seconds.
You could also put it in the search.
Yeah, no, I have it. I'll grab it quick. So that's really a wonderful resource just for things that Rosemary Pilati, our OP, wants to share, things that other agents are sharing, what your leadership team needs and is looking to share with you, classes, articles, just a lot of great resources come from that page. And there are 409 members out of our organization on that page. So you can always get an answer from somebody of what you're looking for.
Erin, it's called the Keller Williams updates.
I just put the link in the chat.
Oh, okay. But when you go in there,
it's a Facebook group. You just have to join it.
I know, but what, like, for example, yesterday, those updates that Rosemary was posting, I don't know where to find it in that group.
There. All in there. You got to just look through either you have to just go in and look through the news feed, just like any other regular Facebook group.
But do I go under the featured files or?
You can go under more and go to files and, or go, I think it's just in the feed, Minnie. It's just in the feed.
The feed? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been trying to join that group for a while, but the link never works and it won't let us like join.
Mentioned that too.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me in just now.
I wonder if I'm sharing it and I've joined it, if that's the problem. That I'm sharing.
Monique can't get in, Teresa can't get in, Betty can't get in.
I can't get in.
Let me figure this out. Hold on.
What's it called?
Even the link from the HB group.
It's called Keller Williams Hudson Valley /OP Updates.
Williams Hudson Valley.
I'm gonna type
I'm
it
in it now. And I'm just trying to find that when something is posted from the office, the last thing that was posted was January 6th, the Wheel of Life assessment. And
yeah, no, you have to just look through the feed, Minnie, not in the files. You have to just look through the wall in the feed.
Okay, I think I just asked to join 690. Yeah, a closed forum for
I don't
company.
see nothing.
All right, Minnie, I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Eileen Angel.
I don't understand when you say feed.
Was that the
Well,
end?
we can talk offline, Minnie.
Yeah.
And one of your goals should be to make sure that your face is on one of the top 10s in your office. So you can make it onto that website and become famous. Onto the Facebook page and become famous. Set a goal. You will be top 10. Thank you, everybody, so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming
Jamie.
to the class. And
Thank you.
if you have any questions.
Yeah. Yeah, so each Ignite session is going to be on the same link, Mondays and Wednesdays while it runs through. So and then they're all going to be we also have a YouTube channel that people can also access to see these videos, but it will be on OP Updates. So.
Erin, would I be able to call you after the class and you could just show me where to find that information? Please.
Can you call me later today?
Are you guys friends on Facebook? Because you can invite her.